belongs to us. I believe that these companies come in and they tear up our streets, they move through our neighborhoods, they use our public dollars, and then they call that shit theirs.
Listen, listen, ISP, my voice belongs to me.
We wouldn't know anything about Ferguson or what was going on in Ferguson had it not been for the internet, had it not been for social media.
They say there's no problem with censorship on the internet. Do you believe it?
No! Hey, ho, ho! Gatekeepers have got to go!
We're here to fight, to make sure that these companies provide broadband to rural communities, to inner city communities of color, to everybody, and not just to the rich communities where they can maximize their revenue.
Our streets!
Whose voice?
Our voice!
Whose voice?
Our voice!
For raising the price of your customers' internet bill, despite making over 90% profit off everything you charge them. For that, you are charged. For threatening legal action to prevent net neutrality from becoming a reality.
You are charged!
For being members of the right-wing American Legislative Exchange Council and organizing against our cities, against our schools, and against us.
You are charged!
Let's give them a bill. They've been giving us a bill.
I say.
We're gonna give you a bill. Here you go. When I say we won't, you say justice. We won't.
Justice!
We won't.
Justice!
I
believe!
I believe
that!
I
believe that!
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win! 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 I believe that we will win!
Hello, my name is Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II. You know, net neutrality is another very important social justice issue. That's why I'm adding my voice to the fateful internet campaign to call on Congress to keep the internet equal to all people. Right now, the web is a place where all Americans have equal voice, regardless of color, regardless of economic status or beliefs, and we need to keep it that way. An open internet is vital for our organizing efforts in social justice here in North Carolina and around the country. After a massive national organizing effort, the Federal Communications Commission is poised to protect net neutrality in a vote on February 26, but Congress is threatening to stop them. I'm calling on people of faith and people not of faith to send a message to our federal government to support net neutrality. Join me in sending a message to Congress by recording your own 2-minute video message or write a short testimonial online at faithfulinternet.org. Let your voice be heard.
Hi, my name is Scott Bostic. I'm a United Methodist and a leadership team member for the Transform Network. The internet is a space where each of us has an equal voice, no matter the color of our skin, the size of our wallets, or the content of our beliefs, to express ourselves, learn new things, innovate, organize, and connect with one another. It has been a powerful medium for me to engage with the world around me, connect with others in ministry, and explore new ideas and perspectives. For example, I'm connected with seminarians and pastors around the world who are engaging in ministry with their communities, inside and outside the walls of the church, all because of the internet. Right now, internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon are fighting for the power to block, slow down, or charge fees to create fast lanes and slow lanes online. That means that those who pay will be in the fast lane, leaving the rest of us in the slow lane. The internet must remain a level playing field for us all. That's why I'm calling upon our lawmakers to protect the future of an open internet for us all. Please join Faithful Internet and the Transform Network in defending net neutrality.
Hello, my name is Reverend Ben Guess, and I am a national officer of the United Church of Christ, headquartered in Cleveland, Ohio. I am also a former executive director of the UCC's historic media justice organization, OC Inc., which has been a leading faith-based voice for more than 50 years, advocating for equal access to the media by all people, all communities, especially people of color, those who are poor, and those who live in underserved regions of our country. It was through our church's efforts that we helped establish the basic premise in this nation that the broadcast airwaves belong to the people, not the corporations, and that TV stations must serve their communities of license. Today's critical media justice fight is about the internet, and whether or not it's all the people who own the internet, or whether it's just the telecom companies that should decide who gets to have first access to it. The internet is a public space where each of us has an equal voice, no matter the color of our skin or the size of our wallets or the content of our beliefs, to express ourselves, to learn new things, to innovate, to organize, and to connect with one another. It has been an important and powerful medium for me in my ministry to share messages about the radically inclusive witness of the United Church of Christ on important issues that face our nation and the world. The important fight for fair and just immigration reform, support for marriage equality for all families regardless of sexual orientation, and the urgent need to challenge the new Jim Crow laws in this country and to dismantle the cradle-to-prison pipeline that unjustly and disproportionately impacts so many African American men in this country. These are just some of the issues that I feel passionately about. But no matter what issue matters most to you, or even your take or position on it, net neutrality should also matter to you, because an open internet for all has become essential to ensuring our democracy. If only some have the power to control the flow of information on the internet, then the already marginalized in our society will become even more so. Right now, internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon are fighting for the power to block, slow down, or charge fees that will create online fast lanes for some, but slow lanes for others. That means that those who have the means to pay will be in the fast lane, and their messages will take priority over the rest of ours. The internet must remain a level playing field for all of us. That's why I'm proud to add my support to the Faithful Internet campaign, and I'm calling upon our lawmakers to protect the future of the open internet for all of us.
My name is Helen Osman. I'm Secretary of Communications for the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. Pope Francis's inspirational message of hope has inspired millions of people, Catholic and others. This would not have been possible without an open internet in which faith content is provided alongside commercial content in an equal fashion. Let's keep the internet open and free for the common good.
Hi, my name is Holly Roach, and I'm co-director of Transform Network, and we're here this week at the Samuel DeWitt Proctor Conference talking about net neutrality. We are in a very limited and unique window of time where the people can speak into the legislative development for the laws that govern the internet. And later this month, Congress is going to be voting on those laws. What is being proposed is a kind of second-class citizen, second-class user of the internet, and second-class access. Big companies would be able to pay more to have faster internet and broader access. And people without money or big budgets are going to be left in the slow lane on the internet. What we currently have is something called net neutrality, and this is relative equitable access for nearly everyone to getting their message out on the internet. This is vital to small businesses, organizations, churches, social movements. This is such an important civil rights issue, and the vote is happening later this month, here in February of 2015. So please take the opportunity to catch up on it. It's called faithfulinternet.org. This is a great campaign that Transform is teaming up with to make sure we get the word out and really speak into the legislative space how vital it is to maintain net neutrality. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Lisa Robinson, and I'm a part of the Christian community. As a board member of the LGBT Faith Leaders of African Descent and someone that speaks out on many issues that plague the world at large, I use the internet to get messages of hope to the masses. For example, there are video clippings of me speaking about my reconciling my sexual orientation with my faith. Also, there are video clippings of me speaking at the showdown on Wall Street and many other events. The internet is a great tool, a great powerful tool to get messages out to the world. Let us work together to keep the internet open and free.
Hi, my name is Mickey Jones, and I am a Christian. The internet is a space where each of us has an equal voice, no matter the color of our skin, the size of our wallets, or the contents of our beliefs. To express ourselves, learn new things, innovate, organize, and connect with one another. It has been a powerful medium for me to connect with like-minded believers, form relationships across denominations and faiths, and mobilize others to connect faith and justice. For example, through the internet, I have been able to connect with students, activists, theologians, and ministers to collect reflections about God and justice, oppression and race, in the wake of Michael Brown's killing, and the subsequent militarized police response in Ferguson. Friends and I from 3 cities across the U.S. started a blog called Theology of Ferguson that has been read all around the world and is becoming a hub for processing how we faithfully and theologically respond to oppression, state-sanctioned violence, and pain in our world today. Right now, internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon are fighting for the power to block, slow down, or charge fees that create fast lanes and slow lanes online. That means that those who pay will be in the fast lane, leaving the rest of us in the slow lane. The internet must remain a level playing field for all of us. That's why I'm calling upon our lawmakers to protect the future of the open internet for all of us. Please join me in defending net neutrality with Transform Network and Faithful Internet.
Hi, my name is Trip Hudgens. I am a pastor, a Baptist minister, and a director of admissions at a seminary in Berkeley, California. The internet is a space where each of us has an equal voice, no matter what the color of our skin, our creed, the size of our wallets, the contents of our beliefs. To express ourselves, learn things, innovate, organize, connect with one another. It's been a powerful medium for me personally to connect with other people of faith, to connect within a professional collegial network, to build new academic programs for people who don't often have access to a higher education. This has been a great way for us to grow community, not just community of faith per se, but communities that go beyond any one faith tradition to the larger world, where we can help entire areas like where I am in the Bay Area. We talk about helping the Bay Area do something, not just our own little faith community. Right now, internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon are fighting for the power to block, slow down, or charge fees that create fast lanes and slow lanes online. That means that those who pay will be in the fast lanes, and those who cannot afford the fast lane will have slower service, less access. The internet needs to remain a level playing field for us all. This is why I'm calling upon our lawmakers to protect the future of the open internet for all of us. Information wants to be free. It wants to be set loose. As a person of faith, I want to say that the word itself is set loose. We don't need to be hemming it in. We don't need to be corralling it, setting up the stables for information. We need to protect information, and protect ourselves, and set it all free. Okay.
I'm Jennifer Bailey, and I'm an ordained minister in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. The internet is a space where each of us has an equal voice. Doesn't matter our race, how much money we have in our wallet, or where we worship. When we get online, we're all granted access to unprecedented amounts of information and the ability to connect with one another in the world in ways unthinkable to previous generations. I first began to fully appreciate the connective power of the internet when I was working for a small nonprofit in Tennessee. One morning, I arrived at my desk to a single email in my inbox that simply said help. The message was from a young man named Thomas. Thomas was new in town, was living on the streets, had no access to food, and was simply looking for a hand. Because of Thomas's access to the free public library and their free internet services, we were able within a matter of hours to connect Thomas to a number of social service agencies that started the process of getting him back on his feet. Right now, the government is considering changes to rules that would allow internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon to block, slow down, and charge for the internet services that we enjoy. That means there would be a creation of a fast lane and a slow lane. Those of us who are able to pay could stay in the fast lane, while those of us who couldn't would be left behind. Right now, we need the internet to remain a level playing field, a place where people like Thomas can access at the same ease and rate the services that they so desperately need. The FCC should adopt rules, including Title II reclassification, that will keep it that way.
My name is Tom McDade Clay, and I am Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Colgate Rochester Crozier Divinity School. The internet is a space where each of us has an equal voice, no matter the color of our skin, or size of our wallets, or content of our beliefs, to express ourselves, learn new things, innovate, organize, and connect with one another. It has been a powerful medium for me to share information about our school, information on social justice, bringing people together on causes that are of importance for all of us as a community. For example, we many times share information from our president, information on our graduates, information on our students, and calling them to action, bringing them together on important issues to allow them to share that with other people so that we improve our lives, improve the lives of all of the members of our community. Right now, internet service providers like Comcast and Verizon are fighting for the power to block, slow down, or charge fees that create fast lanes and slow lanes online. That means that those of us who pay will be in the fast lane, leaving the rest of us in the slow lane. The internet must remain a level playing field for all of us. That's why I'm calling upon our lawmakers to protect the future of the open internet for all of us.
dedicated to incarceration activism and awareness. We do this through running a strength-based mentoring program for youth involved in the juvenile justice system, writing and publishing about incarceration-related news, and hosting public events about social justice topics relating to incarceration. We heavily depend on the internet to keep our work going. Through email and social media, we are able to not only bring awareness to our events and programming, but also the latest issues regarding the criminal justice system. Therefore, the internet has been key to the work that we do because it allows us to raise the politically and economically disenfranchised voices that the prison industrial complex intends to silence. Bell Hooks once wrote, "Moving from silence to speech for the oppressed, the exploited, and those who stand and struggle side by side is a gesture of defiance that makes new life, that heals, and that makes new growth possible." Access to the internet not only allows individuals to discover their own voice, but also allows them to discover the voice of others. Moreover, it allows individuals to engage with the issues they feel most passionate about through dialogue and debate. Thus, as an organization, we as PJP opposes fast and slow lanes because it is not democratic at heart. Fast and slow lanes will create further barriers for those that are already facing countless economic and political barriers when it comes to voicing their experiences and views. Fast and slow lanes intend to create a hierarchy that diminishes the voices of those that are most oppressed in our society. And these are the voices that need to be heard the most when it comes to a solution for mass incarceration. Without the voices of all, we cannot move forward as a society. We cannot heal, we cannot learn, and we cannot change. Thank you. Whose net is it?
Our net.
Whose net?
Our net.
Whose net?
Our net.
Thank you, everyone.
that the technology that the people have made belongs to us. I believe that these companies come in and they tear up our streets, they move through our neighborhoods, they use our public dollars, and then they call that shit theirs.
Listen, listen, ISP, my voice belongs to me.
We wouldn't know anything about Ferguson or what was going on in Ferguson had it not been for the internet, had it not been for social media.
They say there's no problem with censorship on the internet. Do you believe it?
No! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Gatekeepers have got to go!
We're here to fight, to make sure that these companies provide broadband to rural communities, to inner city communities of color, to everybody, and not just to the rich communities where they can maximize their revenue.
Our streets!
Whose voice?
Our voice!
Whose voice?
Our voice!
For raising the price of your customer's internet bill, despite making over 90% profit off everything you charge them. For that, you are charged. For threatening legal action to prevent net neutrality from becoming a reality.
You are charged!
For being members of the right-wing American Legislative Exchange Council and organizing against our cities, against our schools, and against us.
You are charged!
Let's give them a bill. They've been giving us a bill.
I say.
We're going to give you a bill. Here you go. When I say we won't, you say justice. We won't.
Justice!
We won't.
Justice!
I
believe!
I believe!
I believe that!
I believe that!
I believe that we will win! 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 I believe that we will win!
As the president of SEIU, this local chapter, whenever I turn on Facebook or click on YouTube, we were able to see all over the country where the Fight for 15 was being organized and being waged all across the country. Give it up for the Fight for 15, y'all. So in order for us to transfer information, to get information out to our members in other cities, other states, and even across the globe, we need the internet, we need access to the internet, so we cannot have working people and poor people cut off from the internet and given only certain access points or a certain amount of time to use the internet. We got to keep the net free and open to the public. Make some noise, y'all. Come on now, y'all. Get a little dead out here. All right, on another note, even as an artist, running Speak Cafe, I can look on YouTube and see different artists who've performed there, who've brought the attention through art, through spoken word, who's brought issues to light through spoken word. And so we can click on YouTube and Facebook and see these artists speak to very prominent issues. Jasmine McKinney has an ode to Chi City youth that's got 20,000 plus hits on it. So 20,000 people have seen this piece that she's done about the violence and the plight of African American children in particular in Chicago. And that's due to access to the internet. Make some noise for access to the internet. As organizers right here in this community, CU Citizens for Peace and Justice, we've been able to capture things like the beating or the macing of Brandon Ward by the Champaign Police Department, and then we were able to give that information to another individual who put it up on the YouTube, put it up on the web, so that we could get the information out. Without us getting that information out to the public, then that would have been another case swept under the rug, another young man charged with a felony conviction for resisting arrest, when in reality, what we saw was the police brutalizing him and violating his civil rights, and he ended up getting a settlement from that, and the people got to see what was happening behind the scenes. But that's due to access to the internet. One more time, give it up for the access to the internet. So it is almost 30,000. And that had almost 30,000 hits on it. So you're talking about getting information out, not just in Champaign or Urbana, all across the country, all across the globe. We were able to see Ferguson and see Mike Brown, people standing in solidarity in countries all across the globe because they had access to what's going on right here because of the internet. We must keep this a public entity. We must make sure that all people, no matter what your socioeconomic status is, that you have access to the internet so that you can get information out and you can receive information. Don't give up the fight, y'all. Keep putting this information out. Those people are listening right there. Look at them, waving. There you go. That's right. They're hearing what we're talking about. Make sure we keep the internet public. Thank y'all for coming out, and power to the people. ATT, the internet belongs to me. So when I say, yo, AT&T, you say the internet belongs to me. Yo, AT&T. The internet belongs to me. Yo, AT&T. The internet belongs to me. Yo, AT&T. The internet belongs to me. And this is our streets, our public entities. We have to make sure we keep them that way. Peace and much love to y'all.